Following on from that, you dropped your debut EP, Distortions. So, like, was it a gradual thing where it was like tune by tune, or was it like, I want to make an EP? Like, how did it all come together?
I met Ephraim, big up him, through SoundCloud again, and I found out he was from Gorton, where I was born, in Manchester. Yeah, that's in Manchester, and we had like a lot of similarities in sound, in influences and whatever else. So when I met him, I think I kind of was like, okay, let me just practice making some like really kind of organic songs, not really focusing on the lyrics too much or on what type of melody I use. And then it just kind of gradually became what it was. And I think over time it was kind of like, okay, this is all sounding quite, not similar, but all from the same roots, if you know what I mean, so it kind of made sense. During that time I was badly depressed as well, so it made sense, yeah.
But so is that where like the title Distortion came from?
Yeah,
like,
definitely. I it was a mad time. My mum was ill. Had obviously uni. I quit uni originally, and I went back just to finish it because obviously she was ill and she wanted me to finish it. So it was a wild time, I suppose.
Yeah, I'd say like my favourite track off of it is the piece with Black Josh. I thought like from the beat to the bars, everything bang. So like, how did you link up with Black Josh?
Right, that tune's actually pretty funny because the whole project itself, the piece on the actual project was only about 1.5 minutes long, and everyone was saying you need it to be longer. Yeah. And I knew I wanted an extension. It's something I want to continue doing, which is giving you a short song and then afterwards maybe giving you a remix of it or whatever else. And I hit up Black Josh, and within like maybe 3 hours, he was like, okay, let's do it. And
that quick?
Yeah, it didn't take. This guy writes quick.
Serious? I thought it would be a longer period than that. No, I can't lie, like for my piece when I was trying to get him, he was the longest. Literally took a month, but he came back in the end. But yeah, that's what I like about you Manchester artists. Like, I almost compare it to like New York to Atlanta, how like New York was doing this thing, but at the moment it's Atlanta because they're just collaborating, everyone's linking up vibes, and I think kind of the same thing is happening with Manny. Like London, they're kind of like snobby, like, oh, everyone's doing their thing, but like with Manny, it just seems like everyone's like linking up, kind of thing.
Do you know what? I lived in Acton for a while, and I did feel that kind of divide. I suppose everyone's kind of, if you're doing well, you're doing well with them certain type of people. Not to disrespect anyone, but that's how it kind of felt. Yeah. And I went back to Manchester kind of out the loop. Yeah. And so that probably even influenced me making Distortions as well, because I kind of felt away from everyone else as well. So it's a good time, especially in Manchester. It's a good time. Everyone's kind of wanting it to work, so everyone's kind of together, man.
Yeah,
definitely.
More recently this year, you dropped Ambience with Lay Four Stop. I thought that track was proper mellow. Like, would you say that was a prelude to #MMM?
Definitely. Do you know what? MMM was done 2016.
Oh man.
I've got this weird habit of finishing projects on the 10th of October, and then it's a weird day, but that was done, and I kept listening back to it and feeling like it wasn't where I wanted it to be. So I actually redid the whole thing, and that was a song that was off it originally, and I couldn't let it go at the same time. So
had to put it out.
Yeah, I had to put it out, man.
I had to let the people hear it. So we've talked about how the track's mellow. So the second part of the title is Mermaid. Like, I'm wondering, who is this mermaid? I listened to Distortions. she was on the track there, and then she's in the project. Like, who is this mystery girl that you talk of?
Don't try it. Nah, do you know what? I'm a weird guy, innit? I think I just accept who I am, innit? And I grew up with like this kind of, I won't even say knowledge, but this kind of weird obsession with like Greek mythology and stuff. Like I've always loved it. I wouldn't say I'm too deep into like actually the content of it, but like the ideas, like I love them. Like yeah, and I think I got the like the mermaid idea came from obviously Distortions, Roses to a Mermaid. That was a kind of,
so it's like a metaphor for something.
Yeah. Do you know what it was? A rose like has thorns, as you know. Yeah, it's the thing that we offer to people to show love, like, and that kind of always stuck with me in my head. And mermaids are the same way, like you look at them for beauty, and when you go underneath, you find out what they're really about. Somehow them two combine in my head, and I always go with it. So yeah, man. Basically, I don't have a reason to be talking about it.
It's random.
Yeah, basically.